Hello everyone, and welcome to another Chess Lifestyle stream. We are actually up to, I need to update this actually, we are up to 2297, so very close to FM. Yeah, I'm not doing the math today. I'm not gonna add 38 minutes. I can't be asked. I am so tired. I am so tired, guys. If you want, like yesterday and the day before, I was tired, like unbelievably tired today because I got to 2498 today. I reached 2498 and I lost my last game. So close to the golden 2500 rapid. But yeah, before we get into today's training, I just wanted to say that like it was interesting because if you've seen my upload today, I uploaded a video on kind of the psychology behind playing openings that have a slight advantage and playing openings that have a slight disadvantage, but perhaps more winning chances despite being objectively worse. And two things very interesting happened today. One was that I had this game where basically I had completely outplayed my opponent in the opening, and I literally just won the isolated pawn without any fight. And in this position, I had the advantage and I completely collapsed. So I played rook d4. Probably the knight belongs on this square, and I should probably start regrouping on the c file. That's the first thing. The next thing was I wanted to double on the d file, but I didn't want to drop the a pawn, so I played a3. My opponent played rook c8. And here, I went passive with rook d2. Now, in fact, actually, I could have been active and traded pawns like this because I have this rook b6 at the end. So I didn't calculate this far. I thought, why risk my opponent's rook getting active? I'm a pawn up. Let's just stay good. I mean, I of course missed knight e4, which is a very active move. And then knight c5 suddenly making a fork, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, how am I messing this up? I'm literally a clean pawn up. Like, what am I doing? So I play rook d8. I double on the d file. They trade one pair of rooks. And I'm feeling very good about this position. I played knight d4, activating my knight. I saw this king e7. I've got a square rook b6. And in this position, I even found knight f5, which is correct. So I'm literally plus 2.5 here. And yeah, in this position, they can't go this way because of the fork. And at this moment, I was thinking, I just couldn't see what to do. And of course, I can just play b4 and take this pawn. You watch Anish too. So I don't know how you saw that. I guess I must have flicked past this, but I'm going to talk about Anish's position right here after this game. Welcome, Lucas, to the stream. But basically what I wanted to say was that, yeah, in this position, rather than do something with my initiative here, I just went back to d4 because I didn't know what else to do. And then suddenly played knight a4, which I missed. I took on a6, and then he played this rook c1. I was expecting him to take here, and then I just thought I'm doing fine because I take on b5, and I thought this was completely fine. And then he played rook c1, and I was like, oh my god, how I just messed this up? Because bishop c4 is a serious threat, and I literally can't get out of this somehow. So I played b3 to stop this, but then my opponent found knight c5, which was a really good move. And I completely messed up here. Like, apparently I have to play rook d6 so that I can provoke this move. And then I have time to somehow unravel. But actually, how do I even unravel there? Like, this looks... Like, how do I get out of this? I guess the point is I don't, and the fact is the rook just covers d2. So I just play rook d5 and just sit, and eventually play g3, bishop g2. And especially, now the light squared bishop is gone. This is much better. Yeah, Anisha's great. Welcome, Yevgeny. Basically, I almost got to 2500 rapid. I was one game away. I got to 2498. But I wanted to show you this game. This game was the first rapid game I played, and you can see, right? Like, you know, I did everything right. I got the better opening. I outplayed my opponent, and then I just kind of wavered a bit. And at this moment, then I started getting a bit flustered, as to quote Anish. And then I completely messed up here. And yeah, there was no way I could save the piece. This was just losing a piece. And I tried my best to like hang on here. I was hoping to trade the pawns, but it didn't work out. Yeah, I tried this f5 and okay, actually I'm doing okay here. So what should I have done? Yeah, I thought about going king h5 and trying to come round. This probably would have been the best bet. I mean, my fear was that he could take. Wow, this is already drawing. I just was very worried about this passed pawn. I felt like I might need the king to stop, like, g4 ideas. Wow, this is just a draw. Incredible. Yeah, I guess the point is this is just very, very fast. Ah, man, I missed this. I missed this comeback. I mean, I literally looked at king h5, but I didn't think it was good enough. And instead I go really passive, which of course is never going to work. And yeah, I end up losing both pawns. And they even get checkmated in the middle of the board. So yeah, a complete choke of the position, right? Now, in contrast, I want to show you this position, where basically, again, I was under, like, in control of the position. Like, I kind of had this weak b pawn to play against, and again, like, without being on the back foot, I kind of just started to choke the position again. And, you know, I lost this pawn. I mean, like, my whole plan was to play knight d3, but when I blunder this, I just couldn't believe this was happening, like, 2 games in a row or something. So I played bishop d3, and I tried to block bishop c2, and at least win this pawn back. But it got worse. It got worse. Like, even though he played f5, which is a terrible move, weakening his pawn structure. Yeah, I played bishop b3, thinking that we'll just trade. I'll play against this backwards pawn. And he plays bishop b2, and I'm suddenly realized, oh my god, I'm literally losing an exchange. It's unbelievable. Also, Yevgeny, you only have 1980 Classic and 1760 Blitz. You're talking about online. Because Yevgeny, your solving of the puzzles has been insane. Like, I would have thought you were like 2400, at least. But yeah, the crazy thing was, it was only at this moment when I took on d5, I took on b6, and I got this position. Did I actually think for the first time in this game, I'm going to win this game? Because we're playing no increment, 4 minutes against 3 minutes, and actually spent ages here. He spent like a whole minute at this moment, and I realized I'm going to win this game. Because there's not a single move that, well, not single move, I mean, not a single way that I think black is ever going to beat me and outplay me in this position. Because I'm going to be ever so tricky with the knight, and I'm just fast. So this was like the one time when I actually have the worst position. Do I feel like I can actually convert this, not convert this, but basically just be tricky enough to grind him down on the clock? Don't make any mistakes, make sure I don't reach 50 moves, and just keep really, really tight, don't let him in. And then I tricked him. So, I mean, after tricking him, then it was just a matter of, like, trying to convert this, which, okay, I probably didn't do it in the most optimal way, but I had to stay fast, right? So I managed to win this game. So it's crazy, like, the positions where I'm slightly worse, I feel much more confident, and the positions where I've got like a slight edge, like I'm just a clean pawn up, like somehow I let the position slip, and I think that's the problem. Like, the mindset of like this position is just like, you know, I'm a clean pawn up, like it should just win itself, but of course it's not going to win itself. And yeah, the thing is, the opponent also has nothing to lose now. They just go full active, and this is why I wanted to reference this Anish Giri stream. I didn't watch the whole thing, I just watched a bit of it. I mean, who wouldn't want to hear from a former 2800 and his analysis of his stream, right? But basically, in this last round, he had like, yeah, he had this great position, a clean pawn up, bishop pair in an open position. White is easily winning, right? And in this position, he checked with an engine afterwards that bishop f4 was just completely winning, like plus 2.5, right? To develop the last piece, protect your king. Instead, Anish played knight e5, trying to trade, I guess, which makes sense. Black tried to, keep the pieces on by playing knight g4, threatening mate. Anish played h3 intuitively and blundered. Because knight takes e5 is actually a very tricky move, because, yeah, I think if pawn takes back, what's the idea actually? Queen takes e5, threatening mate, and the rook on a1. So you can see that actually the development, even a 2800 player like Anish, like he's favoring trading the queen instead of just developing his pieces, right? If he just took the knight, then it's, if he just developed his bishop, it's all over. But instead, like, he did not develop his piece, and suddenly there's a tactic, right? So his opponent comes back in the game, having been in a completely worse position. So now material's equal. But again, white is a great position. White's got the bishop pair, no problems. And long story short, basically, Anish still doesn't recover properly from this blunder. And it gets a bit tense. And somehow black starts to get an attack going on white's king. And oh, this was a blunder as well. Like, this was an insane blunder. Like, even I saw it. Like, there's this like rook on there's like this threat of like back rank, right? These rooks are doubled, and of course f6 should be something to worry about, and Anish just moves his rook from the back rank, allowing f6, and then suddenly there's all kinds of mating nets, right? So yeah, rook c5 is a crazy move, and Anish was just like, oh, I've blundered, I'm flustered, I'm blundered. And you can see like his mindset before reaching the position and after having this advantage and then letting it slip. It's just like so easy. If you make one slip up when you have the advantage, to just go on full tilt. So I think there is something to be said about games where you don't have a clear advantage. And like one game I played, which was just beautiful. This one was a beautiful Benoni game as well. Like, which one was the one I want to show? That was a really nice. I think I won all my Benoni games today. Actually, I played like 3 or 4 Benoni games and I won every one. Was it earlier than this? Surely it wasn't this one. There was a Benoni game where no, it wasn't this one. There was a Benoni game where basically from start to finish it was just beautiful chess, basically. And the thing is, I never really felt like I had like a absolute clear cut advantage. Like, I've got like 1 pawn extra and I'm grinding this out. No, it was always like I had some dynamic advantage, and then the dynamic advantage came to fruition, right? So yeah, I think, long story short, I think this discussion that I started in my video upload today, I think is very interesting. And I think, yeah, like it kind of reflected in the chess that happened today. Like, yeah, I was choking good positions, same with Anish, and like bad positions I was playing my opponent, and openings where I didn't feel like I had a complete edge, I was managing to just play very well. So yeah, this was my thoughts for today. But yeah, like, just for the record, when I got to 2498 rapid, I knew inside that I should stop and I should just take that 2498 and come back when I'm like fully fresh. But I literally couldn't bring myself to do anything else, knowing that I was 1 game away. And the thing is like, if you leave and then the next time you play you like lose a bunch of points, you'll always be asking yourself, what if you hit that 2500? So I think like I'm a person who doesn't like to live with any regrets. So I had to find out there and then, was today going to be the day I make 2500? And okay, I lost this last game. But yeah, like I've learned my lesson though, because last time I got to 2498 in rapid, this is what happened. On the 11th I got to 2498 and I tilted right down to 2450, right? Whereas in this position, well, not this position, this day I got to 2498, and once I lose the next one, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Like, we start fresh another day, we try and win 2 games, and we try and make 2500. Like, this was the mindset. So every time we get close, we're gonna get slightly better at handling the pressure, I think. But yeah, favorite player niche. Yeah, there's a lot of top players who are very likable, right? Like Dubov is another one. He's just absolute Chad. Love that guy. Right, you have Jenny Fide. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say, if you're like 1760 Blitz like online, I would be I'd be flagging you to I don't know, whoever, chess gods for cheating or whatever. And welcome Sven to the stream. Sorry for being so slow with chat, but my brain is completely fried like from the rapid games today. C3 is just a London with a different move order. I see that you're trying to work out my special repertoire with C3, Lucas. I will explain everything in due time. But for now, we'll keep C3 a bit of a mystery. Yeah, I didn't want to draw in the queen endgame. Yeah, exactly. But what to do? Oh man. Yeah, I'm still exhausted from today. Like I really got close. I really gave it my all to get there, but not quite. Um, but yeah, let's try and do a puzzle. I've intentionally been procrastinating from doing these puzzles. I'm so tired. Like I can't do 38 minutes of this training. But we're gonna try at least do a couple. You're actually almost 1700 blitz or almost 2500 blitz. Which part are you referencing, Yevgeny? But okay, let's give this a shot, guys. So, black to play, and calculate. And again, this is such a troll because, like, you know, everyone is taking this pawn, but we can't. We can't. After yesterday's stream, we literally cannot take this pawn. So we need to consider our candidates properly. This is the most ridiculous puzzle. Like, to be honest, if you just push, they just play here. And like, what on earth are you able to do? Like, you play this, they just bring the bishop here. There's no way we can make progress there. Nah. So we have to take, surely. And okay, they can't come here, right? So if they try and come here, in this position we can push, but then they can come here. Ah, for God's sake. Oh, I hate this already. I hate this already. Like, both moves look like they draw. But of course one move is correct. Or maybe it's none of these moves. Maybe you somehow give up the pawn, but I don't believe it. Surely it can't be pushing. This is such an outrageous move. Like, literally on knight c6, they could even push, but let's say they just play bishop here, like, what am I doing? I take here, bishop here, we just agree a draw. Like, there's nothing else to consider. I guess there is some logic, actually. No, maybe we could push, and here we could play knight here, right? Or maybe not knight here. Maybe there's some idea of like getting the king here, and then you somehow box out this bishop. If you could somehow prevent the bishop from blockading. Maybe this has some merit. Maybe this has some merit. Like bishop here, and then we've got to be very precise. Like maybe there's some way we can actually win this. So if we go king e6, king c2, king f5, king d3 or something, king b5, bishop h2. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned in that position, like this position of taking, pushing, and here I'm playing this knight e2. Because I feel like the knight will get hit. I'm pretty sure this has to be the move. And then we play this. Okay, now we need to think. So we've got some candidates. Knight e2, which I'm not a fan of. Maybe knight f3, so that we can prevent them blockading. But ultimately, we need to be able to put a knight on b6, right? So it feels like the most flexible move to me is just to bring the king up, because then we don't lose a tempo with this knight getting hit. So my intuition would be king e6, king f5, king b5, and then if they play this is a threat, so they should be careful. So maybe something like this, oh, I meant, oh, for God's sake, something like this, and then maybe bishop here. King here, king here. And actually, once we get the king here, This is just winning, I think, because even if the knight isn't able to get to b6 immediately, maybe it's not about like having to play quickly. Maybe we can just play knight c6, knight d4, knight f5, and knight g3, and then we'll be fine. So I think if we can get to b7, we're gonna be winning. I think that has to be right. If we come here and they come... No, if they come here, and we come here. I think that's the point. Guys, I'm so bad. I just blundered my knight and it was correct. This is why I shouldn't have played my last game. I got to 24.98 and I should have just... I was so done. I was so tired. I was so exhausted. That's incredible. That's incredible. We actually just fluked that. That's unbelievable. I completely overlooked this fact. But ultimately, yeah, you need to get the king to c6, but that's incredible. That's unbelievable, guys. Yeah, Jenny, you have to be 2400 online. If you're not, there's something going wrong. Like, you're not finding the right time control, you're not playing when you're focused, you're not choosing the right openings. You have to be 2400. There's no way you're not. I mean, if I can get to 2498 with this kind of... Oh, I didn't even see the knight was hanging. Okay, we're gonna punish ourselves by doing a harder puzzle. That was shocking. Oh god. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, guys, let's give this a go. So black to play. Again, evaluate the position. Again, the first move looks so obvious to me. It's like, how can you play anything other than taking this pawn? Like, you just have to. It's like, what else can you play that's not taking the pawn? But we learned our lesson the hard way last time. So, I mean, like c3 could be a move. C3 could be a move. Makes absolutely no sense. But it could be a move. No, it can't. Because here, if they queen and we take, they can go queen here. It's not a move. It's not a move. So we have to take. We have to take. There's no other move. There's no other move. Thank God for that. Okay, so in this position, this is the real position to consider. So we're about to get 2 pawns on the 6th, which means the pawns can't be stopped, but white has this compensation, right? My intuition would always be to push this pawn. Like, literally. The only interesting idea is that maybe by playing king c6, on rook b2, we're able to play king b7. And on a5, maybe now we can push. But then they go check, push, we take, and they queen. So that doesn't quite work. So if king c6, I feel like this could be a move, right? Because if we just push, then maybe they push b7, maybe they come here. Ah, they don't have this move though. So maybe this is just really strong. Like, why wouldn't it be this? See, I'm even doubting my intuition immediately. So these are the two candidate moves. I think there's nothing else to consider. But why would this not be working? You literally cover the square. Is this going to be another 2700 puzzle that makes no sense and it's just really easy? Like, what is wrong with c3? So what candidates does white have? They could try pushing, or they could try moving the rook. If they push, we have to play king c7. They could play... Well, a5 is just not going to work, so they have to move the rook somewhere. And these pawns are going to roll. These pawns are absolutely going to roll. But actually, maybe not, right? They push. We come here. They come here. And if we push c2, I think this is a mistake. Because they can play rook c1. No, but then we can take on b7. As long as we don't push and allow the check. That should be winning. c3 is totally winning. This is totally winning. There's no way this is not winning. This is completely winning. Completely winning. Okay, so he goes back. And again, my intuition would be to push here, cover this square, and also threaten to just queen. And if we come here, and they come here, and we come here, and they take and we promote. Maybe this endgame isn't winning. I'd be really surprised if it's not winning, but... I mean, I don't see any other move that's good here. Like, why wouldn't you just push? Like, you have to. You have to. You have to push. Yeah, so in this position... Now the real question is, do we actually want to play king b7 first and then push the pawn? Or do we want to push now? This is the final boss. Once we do this, position's over. So we need to work out the difference whether d2 is winning, or do we want to play it chill and play king c6, a5, king b7. Then they can go rook a1. Then we push d2. Then they push a6 check. Then we take on b6. And then they push a7. And we've messed up. Man, I just pushed the pawn. Takes on c2. I promote to a queen. I don't know. Let's say they go to a sticky square, right? Let's say they play rook c7. No way is this actually surviving. We could play like queen h5 check, king anywhere on the g file, and then queen g5 check and pick up the pawn. Yeah, rook c7 is not a good move, right? Because the problem is, after rook c7, this pawn can never move. But the thing is, it feels like any other square is just way too loose. Like, we give a check, give another check, and already white has to be extremely careful not to allow some kind of fork, right? So, it just looks completely winning. If we come here... I see the point. Maybe they can push. Maybe this is very tricky. Because now we can't come here because of takes. So if they push and we take with and promote, they queen with check. Oh, how interesting. So what does that mean we have to play? Maybe we do have to play king c6, a5, king b7, but then they can play rook a1. Oh, and then we play king a6. We blockade this pawn. They still can't deal with the pawns. If they play b7, we can simply take it. Oh, that's so cool. King c6, king b7, and king a6. We blockade this pawn. And then that's completely winning. If they go back rook c1, we push. They take, we queen. Let's say they play rook c7 again, but again, we're surely winning that. Yeah, at the very least we can give a check and we can take this pawn. We cannot do that because then they give a check and we'd actually lose. Incredibly. I'm pretty sure this is it, but we need to like see it to the end. So king a6 I think is the key. And then they go back rook c1. And I think we have to go for this push. And they take and we promote and they play rook c7. For God's sake. If we push and they push, are we in that big trouble? We are, right? I mean, we can queen and they queen with check, but we have this really dangerous pawn here. So are we still winning that? Oh, this is a horrible exercise because we need to work out whether it's a perpet or if it's actually winning. For God's sake. Just when you think we found this really cute idea, but I don't believe in it. Rook here. If we... No, that's not going to work. We have to come here and they just go back. Push takes queen. Rook here. It feels like it could be a fortress, you know? We have to give a check. King here. What happens if we take with the king? They push the pawn. And then we can put our queen behind the pawn. Nah, this has to be winning, surely. Surely. But the thing is, we can't actually... We need to somehow bring the king back down. Oh, and in the meantime, white's going to maybe try and go for this, but they have to be careful not to blunder a fork. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's try it one time to see if we can calculate this. We take, they promote. Let's say we try and go towards the pawn. Nah, they can give a check here. There's no way we're avoiding the checks. Yeah, no, I think it has to be this king c6 idea. I think that has to be winning at the end. I think it has to be winning at the end. Wow, and the page just ends right there, as if that's the end, as if that's the end. King, see, like what a stupid puzzle. It doesn't even let me play king a6. Like this is the whole point. This is literally the whole point. And if rook c1, then d2, and rook c7, queen h5, and I was thinking this is winning. Yeah, this was my feeling. I thought that this... Oh, yeah, I'm just blundering a fork. I thought, like, yeah, the pieces are gonna be too vulnerable. Yeah. Yeah, I should spot queen e5. But yeah, okay, we calculated well. Like, I'm really appreciating, like, the strength of calculation. It's, like, not even being strong at it, just, like, actually doing it, right? Oh boy, we have a Jehovah's Witness in the chat. Are you a chess player? No, you're not a chess player. You're not a chess player. There's no way you're a chess player. There's actually no way. There's actually no way. How do I deal with this? Wait, I can't remember how you... Wait, did I get up like some menu here? I don't know how to... What have I done? What have I done? Can I not... Do I need to sign in to be able to, like, mod? Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I need to open the web browser. Yeah, I think king c6 should be better. d2, b7, right, exactly, Sven. Okay, maybe I can... Nice, we did it. Yeah, that's not the kind of converting we do. Exactly. Okay, so in future then I'm gonna have to have this page open so I can mod if needed. But yeah, damn, we got it. But guys, in the last 5 minutes, I think what I'd rather do than do more calculations, as much as I appreciate this training, I kind of want to understand like some of the rapid games I played. So I played quite a few today. I played 7. And actually, this was a game where it went really badly. It went really really badly. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I went wrong actually. So this is like all my preparation. H3 as well to stop bishop g4. And yeah, in this position, I mean, he played this early a5. And basically there's this Karpov idea where you play with a4. And even though it looks like you can't do a minority attack, the idea is that you're eventually going to castle, put a rook on b1 and play for b4 anyway. And the idea is if you can take and take back with the rook, the point is that you actually have some really good pressure on this b7 pawn. You can push a5 and you have this great position. I mean, the reason why I played it so soon was because I was a bit concerned if I play like bishop d3 here. Black could play b5. And I just wasn't sure if this is going to be a problem. But I guess I've always got b3 and I can just play against this. But I just didn't know. I just didn't know if this is enough. I didn't know if I've got enough here. So it's interesting. I have to be playing for e4. Because I know this is a weakness, but I just didn't see immediately how I'm dealing with it. Why is e4 so strong? Let's say they just take. Right. This is so strong. How they can't just like stick a knight on d5 or something? Maybe this knight, right? To keep protected. Oh my god, the queen is hanging. Oh god. Yeah, I played too many high pressure rapid games. I should not have played the final game. I should have just stuck with my 2498 and play later. Thank you for the follow or subscription. Appreciate the support. Simba Poles, Jesus is calling you to repent. I'm gonna give that the benefit of the doubt and assume that it's just banter and we don't have another Jehovah's Witness in the last 5 minutes. Your mind is blinded. Wake up. This is true. If only I had Jesus to guide me in this position, I would be doing much better. You're completely right, Simba. I am so sorry. For God's sake. So okay, that's the point, right? And then this is just simply a fork. Wow. So e4 is so strong here. There ain't no way. After casting, of course. Right. So when black plays so much on the queen side, we can actually strike in the center. That's news to me. That's really good to know. So this a4 line was not so good, and then yeah, this knight e4 is super strong. I never realized how strong this move is. Jehovah's Witness? Why do you assume that? Man, this is some top class trolling. I need to be careful with this troll. Alright, Simba, you're going. I'm sorry, mate, but your Jehovah Witness friend had to die, and you had to die too. I've had enough abuse from my rapid opponents today. I don't need any more. But okay, basically like this push controlling f3, like this was then difficult to defend my king. And I did consider this move as well, but I just thought maybe it's a bit loose. Maybe one day black can just kick with f6. But knight e5 is actually useful for something. To trade off this knight like this. Wow. That's a very cute line to prevent this idea. And I guess if not knight d5 immediately. I don't know, let's say they play something passive like rook e7. Yeah, then we can play bishop c4, and then we are going to be able to play our rook b1, b4. Right. So basically this taking of the pawn meant that black was able to play knight d5 and prevent our b4 push, which is something I hadn't understood before. So whenever this is possible, it becomes critical that I make sure that they can't play knight d5. That's interesting. Okay, I should actually make some notes on this position. I'll add it maybe here for now, and I'll make a couple notes on this. So, I'll just put black's queenside play can be met with a principled strike in the center. I mean, in general, I'm playing for this minority attack, not playing in the center. But yeah, when it's so good, then it makes sense to play in the center. And then there was this other moment here, which I think we can learn a lot from. So yeah, this knight e5 moment. Yeah, around here. This is really strong. So 5 acknowledges the strength of black's knight d5, preventing our b4 push. Okay, so this is really good to know. Passive moves don't help either. We will prevent knight e5. So yeah, this is great. Yeah, because basically after knight d5 was established, I didn't get a chance to push b4. And if I don't have a chance to push b4, then actually black's a free attack on the king side. And I didn't really appreciate this. And I played knight a3 trying to play for knight c2. And actually in this position, I was really hoping that black would actually go for this. With this plan and try go for this. And okay, I didn't even see that actually I was stopping it like this. But my plan was to play knight f3 and play out this position. And I thought, again, like one of the previous rapid positions, I thought I could win this. I thought like I'd be able to outplay my opponent with the knight and pawn, keep it tight, you know, put my opponent under time pressure. But instead he just kept his rook on, which was much better. And I took, and yeah, I played queen e1 so that on bishop a3 I can play g3, because if I took, then this is actually over with rook takes g3. So I had to bring the queen back, but this is already very uncomfortable. Yeah, and it's surprising to me actually that this bishop f1 is incorrect. I was actually very happy that he traded, and I guess yeah, bishop g4 is just better to come round, and maybe I would have been toast. So I guess I need to just cover the square, and actually somehow the bishop blocks. I mean, I was just afraid of like these pieces coming in, but I guess my bishop actually defends pretty well. That's very interesting. And as soon as the bishop moves, then I can play bishop f1. That's very interesting. So bishop on e2 actually hinders black's attack. More. No way, there's another Jehovah's Witness? Ah, so it's the same guy messaging on different accounts. Oh, this guy is smart. I mean, I'm too tired to be doing chess anyway, so wait, let me make sure I've... Okay. Yeah, I was making sure I didn't block the wrong person. But I guess it's good. It's good for the stream to get more viewers. It'll grow the stream, so I guess we can be happy. Interesting game. Do you analyze most of your rapid games? That's really good training practice for sure. I don't, and that is why I really should, because I'm learning so much more about the position. And actually, I briefly looked at this, but I was so dead that I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't take anything from this. What I did take from this though was I missed this opportunity later, that when I was trying to hold around here, I played a6 to try and create some counterplay, maybe some back rank threats, but ultimately there was nothing ever. And actually I had a really good defense, which is rook c1. And okay, it's not like a defense, but if black plays in the most natural way, this rook c5 is actually fantastic. And the point is that we're just covering these squares so that we can actually make an escape. And if the queen tries to stay on, then we can play king e2, and we're actually not losing this anymore. So this rook c1, rook c5 is actually really, really great, which I hadn't appreciated. So I think this, and again, like I think I could have found this, like had I been more awake, but yeah, I really just wanted to go for it, and yeah, unfortunately, this is nothing. I just have a mating net, which I saw, but yeah, this is You never know, right? Maybe they take the rook and forget, but yeah, this is just game over. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I'll call this lessons in the minority attack. Lessons for myself. Lessons for myself. I mean, it's rough because actually, when I got to 2498 last time, like maybe a month or two ago, I lost the last game to a minority attack as well. Like I played minority attack, I got a better position, and then I messed it up and allowed counterplay on my king. So yeah, like I'm starting to understand, but it's much more subtle than this. And if I play bishop d3, what if they play for this knight e4 plan anyway? Let's say they play rook e8. Can they still do this? I'm just winning a pawn, of course. Of course. Of course, of course. Knight e4 business is far less possible when the bishop is on d3. Yeah. And okay, I actually just took a look at the stream and saw that wait, has the stream glitched and got stuck at 3 seconds? Well, we're gonna have to have a think about what to do with these Jehovah's Witness. I mean, they're really not doing a good job to like promote their religion. I mean, literally, I think everyone in the stream is gonna hate them. So that's kind of sad. Far less possible. Yeah, is one way to put it. Exactly, Yanis. I think for some reason the timer stopped on 3. I don't know why. I don't know why it stopped. But yeah, I think guys, we're gonna call it a day. I have a chess lesson in half an hour, and some of you who are playing on my chess team have a match. And I apologize for this idiot who keeps coming back, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This might be an issue. Like these guys are pretty insistent. But yeah, I think we'll call it a day. Hopefully we'll do more training tomorrow when I'm less tired. But okay, this is good. I mean, we're making big gains, and this is very positive. So I appreciate you all for coming by. I really love the stream. Not gonna repent regards to that. We'll do more training though. Amazing. Okay, see you around, Sven. See you guys, and see you tomorrow. Adios.